Don't let your garden just be a money pit. Here are 15 ways to monetize it and broaden your horizons. Hi everyone, I'm Mrs. Squirrel. In this episode, I'll be sharing some practical tips on how to actually make money through gardening. It's a bit long, so feel free to like and save this to watch later. Over the years, we've helped hundreds of garden owners across China, the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia. Also, my online courses have students from the United States, Australia, Japan, the United Kingdom, Ireland, Germany, and Canada. I've seen firsthand how more and more people are starting to earn an income from their gardens. Some turn their yards into B&Bs, others create wedding lawns, and some start side hustles through content creation, herb growing, or gardening workshops. So today I want to systematically share 15 real ways you can make money and monetize your garden. No matter where you live, whether it's in the city or the countryside, if you have a garden, a creative idea, and the drive to succeed, it's not just a pretty spot. It can actually be a business, a brand, or even a lifestyle upgrade. Category 1. Monetizing your space. 1. Garden B&Bs. If you run a guest house or a B&B, a well-designed garden can significantly boost your occupancy and rates. One of my British students had a basic B&B, but after adding an English-style border and a romantic outdoor seating area, business just took off. Many guests came specifically for the garden, and some even gave her free promotion on social media. This is great for B&B operators or homeowners with extra space looking to increase their property value. 2. Renting out space for weddings, parties, and events. If your garden is large and beautiful enough, it can easily become a venue for weddings, private parties, or brand events. For instance, a client in Washington State is building a 5-acre estate with a wedding lawn and reception area for large weddings and high-end events. These projects usually have high one-time fees, ranging from thousands to over $10,000, right? And it doesn't require daily operation. Just maintain the landscape and handle the hosting and setup. Besides weddings, you can host birthday parties, private afternoon teas, small brand markets, or even collaborate with food bloggers for co-branded events. 3. Renting out as a filming location. If your garden is unique, even just a small English border or a flower wall, it can become a sought-after spot for photographers, vloggers, and wedding studios. Filming rentals are usually charged by the hour, making them very flexible without disrupting your daily life. For example, $100 to $300 per hour, and so on. 3 hours of shooting is a steady income. The second category is the monetization of agricultural products, garden restaurants, and private kitchen spaces. We don't necessarily have to open a real shop. Even if it's just a table in your backyard, it can be used for reservation-only private dining, garden afternoon tea, or gatherings with friends. I have a client in Maryland, USA, who is renovating his vegetable garden. He plans to open it once or twice a week for light herbal meals or small gatherings. The food will be the all-natural, pollution-free fruits and vegetables he grows himself, like tomatoes, basil, and sweet potato leaves, all freshly picked and prepared. Nowadays, many people seek this kind of slow life and a sense of ritual. You don't need complex equipment. As long as you have a beautiful environment, a few signature dishes, and a bit of garden ambiance, it's already very valuable. So if you enjoy cooking and have a yacht, you should really consider giving it a try. Growing and selling fruits, vegetables, and herbs. You might think that growing some mint, basil, lettuce, and peppers is just for your own consumption. Can it make money? But let me tell you, overseas, this kind of small-scale grow-your-own herb farming is extremely popular. Especially now, everyone is very focused on health, nature, and healing. For instance, some people package their homegrown basil, tomatoes, lettuce, and mint into herb cooking kits. Combining rosemary, thyme, and dried chilies in a small wooden box creates a garden spice gift set. You can even dry the herbs to make herbal tea bags, herb salt baths, or mosquito repellent sachets, all of which can be sold. You could also create garden baskets, delivering a basket of fresh produce and herbs to nearby neighbors every week, or create monthly subscription herb packs complete with little cards and tutorials. As long as you grow them well, pair them cleverly, package them beautifully, and tell a good story, your herbs become a lifestyle that people are willing to pay for. Selling fresh-cut flowers and potted plants. Besides herbs, the most direct way to generate income from a garden is growing and selling flowers, especially fresh-cut ones. Even if you only grow a small patch of zinnias, roses, hydrangeas, or chamomile, you can set up a stand right at your doorstep and sell them for a good price. I have a client in the US who specializes in roses and has already planted over 5,000 bushes. Although it's still in the early stages, his future plan is to sell some as fresh-cut flowers, use some for wedding decor and custom bouquets, and use the rest for selling rose cuttings and breeding new varieties. These dual-purpose ornamental and commercial gardens are becoming more common in the US, Australia, Japan, and China. In Japan, some small-scale garden owners arrange seasonal flowers into bouquets and set up little stands at their doorsteps with price tags. They're not expensive, maybe 300 to 500 yen. Customers just scan a code to pay, and they usually sell out every day. Category 3. Monetizing knowledge. Offer gardening courses and design lessons. If you're good at plant pairing, have design experience, and are willing to share, you could consider turning your knowledge into a course and start monetizing through teaching. How can you do this? For example, film a series of instructional videos, create an illustrated manual, or host live Q&A sessions to guide students through practice. You could also start a community to support students through the entire process of their garden, from design to actual construction. I've been teaching gardening courses myself for a few years now. Many students have not only finished building their own gardens during the course, but some have even started taking design orders after finishing, truly turning a hobby into an income. Consulting services in garden design. If you're not into lecturing or filming videos, but you're good at creating plans, making design drawings, and pairing plants, you can definitely offer garden consulting or remote design services. Especially now, more and more garden owners have the space but don't know how to design it. That's when you can help them with the design and monetize by providing those design services. Content creation and social media management. Nowadays, more and more gardening experts are monetizing on social media by sharing their planting process and garden life. For instance, there's a gardening expert you might have heard of. He started by just sharing his experience growing herbs and tomatoes, then kept updating with planting tips, hydroponic methods, and plant pairings. A few years later, his channel had over 3 million followers. Now every video easily gets hundreds of thousands of views, and that's all income. Besides ad revenue, he also opened an online gardening store selling seeds and garden tools. It said his annual revenue is in the tens of millions of dollars. This example shows a trend. More people are growing flowers now, but few can express themselves clearly and share consistently. So you don't need to grow these plants perfectly. As long as you can use content to convey your gardening experience, lifestyle, and emotional value, people will be willing to listen to you and watch what you do. Eventually, they'll pay for your courses, products, or services. Category 4. Monetizing cultural and creative derivatives. Garden-themed lifestyle products. If you love beautiful things and are good with your hands, your garden can actually be a natural workshop for lifestyle aesthetics. Botanical illustration postcards, nature-themed notebooks, scented candles, seed cards, solar term calendars, fragrant stone ornaments, and so on. These types of products have low costs, flexible formats, and high emotional value. They're especially popular with female users and are great for bundled sales with communities, e-commerce, or activity classes. Garden e-commerce store. If you're already passionate about gardening and often grow flowers, create pairings, and select items, you can definitely open a garden-themed e-commerce store. Even selling small, beautiful gardening items has a great market, like vintage clay pots, planters, iron flower stands, small trowels, watering cans, and various gardening tools. French aprons, English straw hats, woven cushions, floral tool bags, homemade herb sachets, dried flower ornaments, herbal teas, small potted plant sets, seasonal flower baskets, holiday gift boxes, gardening souvenirs, and so on. These creative products are very diverse. If these products are presented with garden-style content, they'll have great market potential on platforms like Xiaohongshu, Taobao, WeChat channels, eBay, and more. Category 5. Monetization through community and events. Gardening workshops and parent-child activities. Besides growing and selling flowers, you can host gardening workshops, inviting more people to your garden to plant and create with their own hands, because many parents nowadays want their children to have more contact with nature. On weekends, bringing kids to the garden to plant herbs, make sachets, or pick bouquets is relaxing and provides quality family time. For instance, you could offer parent-child planting classes to sow herbs and decorate pots that they can take home. There are also garden picking days for gathering flowers, arranging them, and taking photos. Seasonal workshops could include spring planting, summer picking, autumn harvesting, and making sachets in winter. These activities don't require much space, are easy to set up, and have low costs. They're perfect for building a community and reputation while selling garden products. Garden meditation, yoga, and private tea parties. Your garden isn't just a place to grow plants. It can also be a space for healing, relaxation, and peace of mind. Many people now seek mental relaxation and a sense of ritual in life. Urban women in particular are very interested in garden meditation, yoga, and afternoon tea experiences. You could offer early morning garden yoga, late afternoon tea, or healing meditation during the new and full moons. The venue doesn't need to be large. A patch of lawn, some tables and chairs, and a bit of lighting are enough. Category 6. Monetization through professional extensions. breeding, grafting, and selling cuttings. If you love a specific type of plant like roses, hydrangeas, or clematis, you can take a step toward a more professional path. For example, you could do breeding, grafting, or sell cuttings. While this approach is slower at first, once you build a reputation, the repurchase rate and unit price are both high. Especially for rare varieties or well-grafted seedlings, many enthusiasts are willing to spend hundreds of dollars on a single plant, garden branding, and IP licensing. When your garden is beautiful enough and your content is distinctive, it can become a personal brand or even a licensed, co-branded garden IP. What does that mean? For example, you could name it something like Squirrel Garden, then create video series or posts to launch garden fragrances or seasonal baskets and collaborate with cafes, flower shops, or lifestyle brands. You could even publish books, hold exhibitions, or license your garden's visual assets. At this point, you're no longer just selling a single service or product, but a lifestyle and aesthetic value. So, what kind of people are these projects suitable for? We say people with aesthetics, content, and ideas who want to advance from enthusiasts to garden lifestyle creators and who want long-term development with brand awareness. You see, a garden is never just a hobby that costs money. It can be your side hustle, your second life curve, or even a long-term family business. Even if you only have a small piece of open land now, as long as you have ideas, action, and a little patience, you can slowly figure out these monetization methods. If you don't know which monetization method is suitable for your garden, you're welcome to leave a message or join my course and let me help you sort out your garden monetization route.